channel. In case you're new here, my name is Jennifer Diamond, and I'm a certified plant-based nutrition coach. I'm living a whole food, plant-exclusive, sofa-free, gluten-free lifestyle for health and well-being. And I gotta tell you, it literally gave me my life back, and I know it can help you too. So I just want to welcome everybody. Thank you so much for being in here with me today. And if you're live, go ahead and say hello in the chat. And if you have any questions or comments, we'd love to interact with you guys. So be sure to reach out that way. And if you're watching this as a replay, then you can also ask questions and interact with us, but we'll get back to you as soon as we can. So today we're going to talk about something really unique that I am learning about, and that is sea moss. Oh my gosh. Hey, hello, Colleen. Hello, everyone. This should be interesting. I just bought some sea moss and I want to learn more. Awesome. That's super cool, Colleen. And interesting. I wonder, you don't have to answer, but I'm like wondering what made you want to buy sea moss, right? So anyways, I do want to talk to you about recently I met this beautiful lady who I recently also had the absolute joy of interviewing live right here on my channel. And her name is Kiko Miwa. And she is a raw plant-based educator living in Kyoto, Japan. So if you haven't seen that video, go check it out. Go back to my YouTube channel and it's you'll see it there. So I was really interested in one of her recipes that she had for a smoothie. And one of the ingredients was sea moss. And at the time I didn't have sea moss. I didn't even know what sea moss was. And I think I put in chlorella. But after that, I was really interested. So we talked about it a little bit, and this made me so curious about it. So I thought, you know what? Maybe some of you guys might be interested in learning about it as well. And so here we are. And I also, okay, I just want to, I'm looking in the chat. Colleen says, yes. Oh, so Lissa from the bundle is the reason that she decided to buy it. And that makes a lot of sense because there were a lot of sushi kind of style stuff in there. So yeah, and it's good for so many things. So okay, let's start with a question. Has anyone heard of or used sea moss before? And I know Colleen just bought some, but I'd love to know because maybe you haven't even heard of it like me. I mean, I didn't know what it was. And maybe you have heard of it. So let me know if you've used it before, because I was totally intrigued. I'm like, sea moss? I mean, I know about nori, which is a seaweed. I actually put some of my seaweedy, my other seaweeds over here. So this is the nori. I know about nori. I use dulse a lot. I recently bought some of these. I haven't tried them out yet, but this is the kombu, and I also have wakame. And so there's so many different types of sea vegetables out there. This was just one I had not heard of yet. And so anyways, after the live with Kiko, after that was over, then I had a dear friend reach out to me, and she saw that live as a replay. And then she told me that she uses sea moss and sea gel, and that she makes the sea gel from the sea moss, and that she wanted to gift me some to try and see if I liked it. So here we are. And I did some checking into it because I wanted to understand it before just trying it, right? Like, what is sea moss? What does it do for the body? Is it right for a whole food plant-based lifestyle? And are there any reasons that we might not want to use it? So today I wanted to go in into everything with you and share what I've learned so far. And I am always into learning. So if I don't know, or if I say something that doesn't seem right to you, go ahead, challenge me or teach me. We're all in this together to learn. Oh, okay, I see a question in the chat. I'm just gonna take a minute, and it says, what about the gel type 2? Yes. And look at this. I have some gel right here. This is the one that my friend made for me. I'm gonna actually tell you how to make this from the actual moss, and we're gonna talk about that soon. And this is also sea moss in here, which I'm gonna share with you. And it's just part of the process. It's so interesting. So yes, keep those questions coming, Colleen. I wanna make sure that everything is challenged or understood. So, okay. Let me see. I do want to just mention really quickly, if you haven't subscribed to my newsletter, or if you haven't checked out my webpage, then please head over to it. It's thejenniferdiamond.com, and you can pick up some free recipes there, and you'll be notified of all kinds of different upcoming insider stuff that we have monthly. So I did want to mention that. And if you already have, thank you so much. And also here as well, I'd love to have you subscribe. But okay, enough of that. Let's get into this. So I did want to check the chat, Todd, and just see if anybody answered the question about if they've heard of sea moss before or used it. So let's see. Oh, hi, Apple a Day. Hi, everyone. Yep, I'm familiar with it and use sea moss gel regularly. Okay. So I might learn from you. Oh my goodness. And I wonder what it is that you use it on regularly. I don't know. Let me know. Okay, so it looks like some of you obviously have heard of it, and you probably already know that it's pretty healthy for you. So let me ask this question, right? Okay, this is kind of a big question. Of the 102 major and trace minerals your body needs for proper function, how many does sea moss have? Now, don't go cheating and asking any, AI people or Google, but do you have any idea? And if you don't know, that's okay. Go ahead and just put your guess, and let's have some fun with this. So again, I'll just say, of the 102 major and trace minerals your body needs for proper function, how many does sea moss have in it? Sea moss, this weird looking thing. All right, so while you're doing that, for those of you who might already be typing, that 102 minerals concept, I just want to clear this up, make sure. It's based on a statement that was made by Dr. Sebi, who's a holistic health practitioner. It's actually not necessarily considered a definite or scientific agreed upon number, but that's a story for another video, right? So I just thought it would be fun to talk about it, and maybe you guys will have a different answer, or maybe you've heard of it. So what is sea moss? So we're gonna talk about that soon, the answer there, but what is sea moss and where does it come from? So a little bit about the history. I always like to learn about, like, where does all this stuff come from? So sea moss is also called Irish moss, if you've heard of that, or Chondrus crispus, right? Chondrus crispus. Chondrus crispus. Say that 10 times fast. Do it, Todd.
No, I'm not going to do that.
Okay, so it is a species of red algae that grows year-round in tide pools and inlets along the Atlantic coastlines. And it's native to Europe and North America, particularly found along like the rocky shores of Ireland, hence the name Irish moss. So the northeastern United States and the Caribbean as well. Sure. So sea moss gained its popularity during something called the Irish potato famine. You guys heard of that one? In the 1800s, when people turned to sea moss as a nutrient-dense survival food, I thought this was so cool. So just in case you've never heard of the Irish potato famine, it was a period of massive starvation and disease and immigration in Ireland, and it was from 1845 to 1852, so 7 years. It was primarily caused by the widespread failure of potato crops due to potato blight, a disease caused by an imuasit, is that how you say it? Imuasit, or another word for it is water mold. And that's actually a fungus, like a microorganism that causes serious disease in potatoes. And actually, it also did the same thing for tomatoes. And so Irish people were heavily reliant at the time on potatoes as their primary source of food. And then the blight, the water mold, right? It destroyed entire crops of potatoes. And that resulted in the widespread famine and a lot of hardship. So there's your little history lesson for the day. Has anyone heard of that? I'd love to know if you have heard of that, if that's also what you've heard. So now we're gonna get back to sea moss. So today, most of the sea moss that's available commercially is harvested from the warm Caribbean waters. I love the Caribbean waters, especially around St. Lucia, Jamaica, Grenada, and that's where it grows naturally on underwater rocks, actually, which makes sense, right? So it's important to distinguish between the wild craft and what's called pool-grown sea moss, because the wild craft means it's harvested directly from the ocean where it absorbs all the nutrients naturally, and then at the bottom underneath the rocks. But the pool-grown, on the other hand, is often farmed in man-made saltwater pools. And while it looks similar, it usually lacks the mineral diversity and vibrancy of the ocean grown sea moss. So once it's harvested, sea moss is typically sun-dried to preserve its nutrients. And so I want to just show you what the dried sea moss looks like. And I also see, hi, Chef Valerie Wilson. Chef Val is here. Hello. That is so cool. Chef Valerie Wilson says, hi, Jennifer and Todd. I have heard of the Irish famine and sea moss. Oh, awesome. And Colleen says, yes, 1 year ago this week, I was in Ireland. I remember hearing that you went to Ireland and had plenty of potatoes. That's great. That's great. Okay, so my friend, gave me this. It was 1 ounce bag, and so I'm going to show. She said try it, and then if I like it, we can order together because it comes pretty big. So this is what it looks like if you've never seen it. I mean, this is this particular one. So I want to hold it up to the camera, and it looks kind of seaweedy, doesn't it? It looks very different compared to like the Dulce or some of those other bags that I showed you that I have behind me. And look at it. I mean, this is a big piece. I want to take out the other pieces just to show. Okay, look at this. So you can have, these little pieces, and it doesn't look like much at all. So when it's dry, right, it looks like wispy, slightly kind of crunchy noodles. It's usually gold or green. I mean, this one isn't, but you can even find like a deep purple depending on the variety. And so you don't want to use it like this. So before using it, it's soaked in water. And I want to show you, I took a piece that was probably a little smaller than this one. it wasn't this small. Maybe it was. I don't know. Somewhere in the middle here, okay? And let me just hold this up. Look at that little piece, right? And now, just by soaking it in water, whoops, the color changes. And here it is. So I started soaking this morning at 8 a.m. and I soaked it in cold water. I'm going to read the directions to tell you how to make the gel also. And it says, and I had it in a tiny little bowl. It may have even been this one. And it was covered, right? A half an hour later, it had doubled in size. So I added more water, and then a half an hour later, I had to change it over. So 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 1, 2. So 6.5 hours this has been here, and the package says that it should soak from 12 to 18 hours. And you really want to soak it and change the water out a lot, because there's, little goodies at the bottom here, like little sand pieces or little pieces, and you don't want that. So you want it hydrated, and that's why a little tiny bit goes a long way. So anyways, this is not ready to be formed into a gel yet because it hasn't been soaking that long. Let me just wipe my hands off, and then I'm just going to read this. It's very quick. So for gel preparation, it says, do not use this whole bag all at once because it expands 6 to 7 times the size when it's wet. And so far, I'm going to have to agree with that, wouldn't you? And so it says just to take a handful, which we did, and soak it overnight, 12 to 18 hours in a large is all caps on here, a large bowl of cold water. And I've been changing out to make sure that it's cold water. So you want to check kind of what I already kind of said. You want to check for sand and ocean debris. Rinse and clean as needed. The moss will turn to a creamy white translucent color, which I think that's pretty much the case here, right? Because look at this. Whoa, well, there's a big piece, but the color is definitely different, and it's only been soaking half the time, which is interesting. I should bring this towel over here. And then let's see. Oh, and then it talks about it slippery. So it says once it turns the white color, it should feel slippery. It does. It does kind of feel slippery and soft. It does, because the other one feels really crunchy and hard. And it says increase a lot in volume. And then so after that, then you would measure 1 cup of the moss with 2 to 2.5 cups of water. And then that water is not this water. That's fresh, clean water. You start with fresh, clean water. Always, you keep rinsing this in. Anyways, once you blend it up, you want to blend it for quite a while to make sure that it's nice and smooth and creamy like this, which I'm going to show you shortly. And that's it. That's it. So it's not really difficult to do, to just get the base here. It says it can be stored in the refrigerator in sealed glass container for up to a month. Wow. And then it says you can add it to smoothies and different things like that. So it says, and I'm going to talk about that later as well. When you add it to recipes, it says it takes about an hour in the refrigerator to firm up the dish. Oh, so it also firms up the dish. And then with natural ingredients, the thickening effect may vary. Okay, then that makes sense. The gel can be stored in the freezer, it says, for years. Wow! Dry moss kept sealed from humidity can also last for years. So that's pretty cool. And I just wanted to touch on that. Todd, anything going on in the chat? Oh, I see Annette. I want to say hello to Annette. Can you read her?
Annette says, I have sea moss in my pantry and I wanted to make a salad with it, but when I went to St. Lucia, they make smoothies with it.
Yes.
And then Chef Val said, Annette, cool idea, making smoothies with sea moss.
Okay, so should I let you know? We are going to be making a smoothie with sea moss today.
Look at that, cat's out of the bag.
Cat's out of the bag. I was going to save it till later, but yeah, so you'll have a recipe and you can try it too. Okay, so what is sea moss, right? Sea moss, I also understand it's like a natural multivitamin. So, oh, we didn't check for the answer. Anybody with how many of the 102 minerals does sea moss contain?
Chef Val was the only one to chime in with a response. She said she believes it's 102 of 102.
Ooh, 102 of 102. Okay, and I did not see that comment, so if you want to pull it, if there's...
I will find it.
Yeah, find it. And then we'll have it. So while he's looking for that, I do believe, yes, okay, of trace minerals. And you know a lot about that, Chef Val, a lot about different stuff. So what I heard, and like I said, it's not completely scientific, but I heard that sea moss contains a staggering 92 of the 102 minerals. So whether it really is 92 or 102, I mean, that's a lot of minerals that our body needs to function optimally. I was super shocked to learn that one. So I want to break it down a little bit and talk about that, because it's like, wow, I mean, I just found it to be amazing. So, okay, key minerals we'll talk about in the sea moss. Well, one that is like kind of a buzzword for people in my world where I'm always talking about thyroid is, can you guess? Yes, iodine. Iodine is crucial for thyroid hormone production. I'm just going to talk a little bit and then we can go into a little more detail. Then, of course, so it's iodine. Iron helps with energy. Hemoglobin, of course, for hemoglobin formation and oxygen transport. That's iron. Calcium, vital for the bones, the teeth, the muscle function, and even nerve transmission. Did you guys know that? Magnesium supports muscles and nerves, the nerve health, stress response, and better sleep. And I didn't know about the better sleep, but I definitely knew about supporting muscles and nerve health. You ever wake up where you feel like your leg is cramping up? You might be shy on your magnesium or electrolytes. It also has potassium. Balances fluids, blood pressure, supports healthy heart or heart health. Zinc boosts immunity, helps with wound healing and skin health. Selenium, I know a lot of people talk about selenium in the Brazil nut. That's an antioxidant mineral that supports the thyroid and immune function. Well, it's found right here. Phosphorus aids in cell growth and repair. I mean, that's just like to touch. And there's also includes a lot of the B vitamins. I know when you're whole food plant-based exclusive, you need to make sure that you get B12, but you can find your Bs in this, like B1, 2, 3, 5, 6, B9, which is, and trace B12. But I don't know that it's enough. You should still supplement if you are whole food plant-based. Anyways, all important for metabolism and your nervous system health. Even vitamin K, which supports healthy blood clotting and bone strength. I got my vest on, but without the proper bone health and vitamins, trace minerals, and nutrients, it would be hard to keep the bone strength up. So beta carotene is another one, and antioxidant that converts to vitamin A. Did you know that? Omega-3s, we love them, especially in the purple varieties. So there's different varieties that we touched on earlier. This is this is all I have. This is my first. So if you've experienced or seen the purple, or other varieties, gosh, let me know in the chat and mention which color, because that would be cool to know. But if you do, you can get the omega-3s in all of them, but it's saying like especially the purple varieties that helps with inflammation and heart health as well. I'm always looking for things to help with inflammation. Vitamin C for immune support and collagen production. Yes, I said it, collagen. Natural collagen, supporting compounds, not collagen itself, but compounds like sulfur and amino acids that help the body to make its own collagen. So I know there's a lot of, buy collagen and it comes from animals, and that's not what I'm talking about. I'm just talking about the fact that we create our own. And so, anyways, I guess that's another topic, right? Okay, so let's not also forget that it's a prebiotic fiber, and that helps to feed the good bacteria that's in your gut. So isn't that kind of crazy? Like, that something so simple like this could be like that nutrient dense? That's Mother Nature, right? I gotta tell you, when I first opened the bag and Todd and I were here together smelling it, wow, it's strong. It smells like sea for sure. Do you want to share your thoughts on when you first smelled it?
I have nothing else to add.
Okay.
It was definitely very sea smelly.
Very sea smelly. In fact, I think I'll do it again just to say, yeah, salty, like a real strong salty.
See?
You want to smell it?
I do not.
Okay. So, I wanted to explore a little more what the nutrients might actually do for your body, but I want to check the chat and just see if anything else. Marley, hi everyone. Oh, cool, CMOS. I've been wanting to learn about this. Awesome. I am glad you're here. And Annette says, I love that smell. Oh my goodness. Well, okay. I'm glad that you enjoy it. Oh yeah, look, and the sea is there. Going back up, Chef Valerie Wilson says it makes sense. The sea moss Jennifer has soaking in the bowl looks like, oh yes, looks like the nerves in the body. Wow, very good point. Thank you so much. Oriental medicine. When a food looks like an organ, it nurtures that organ. Yes, and that would be like walnuts, like the brain, or cauliflower, like the brain also. And that is really cool. And I'm glad that you brought that up. Thank you so much. And that says, I grew up by the ocean. Okay, we were like 15 minutes inland when I grew up, and I love it too, but something about it just coming really strong in the bag. I don't know. Maybe I needed to hear the ocean too. But anyways, okay, let's get back to exploring the nutrients that might actually be helpful to your body. So the thyroid health we had mentioned a little bit. So sea moss is one of the best sources of plant-based bioavailable iodine. Bioavailable means that it's a form of a nutrient that is readily absorbed and utilized by the body. Now, they do make it in a drug also, but we're talking about the body here. So it's essentially a measure of how much of a substance, in this case the iodine, right, you consume actually reaches the parts of your body where it can have an effect. So iodine supports the thyroid, so the thyroid can produce the hormones that regulate the metabolism, give you energy, help with mood, and your body temperature. So if you're someone who avoids iodized salt or doesn't consume sea vegetables regularly, then sea moss can help you to fill that gap. And I learned a lot about the, how important that is, especially if you have a thyroid problem. So I was excited to hear that that's found in this as well. And then immune system, right? Sea moss contains antimicrobials, which make it great for immune support. Antimicrobials are agents or substances that target the microorganisms like bacteria, fungus, viruses, and parasites, and help to destroy them, particularly those that cause disease. So the sea moss also has a compound like fucoidin. Fucoidin fucoidin, which is like a natural slime, which I told you that's what it feels like once it's wet. And that natural slime, it protects the seaweed. And it has been studied for potential health benefits like anti-inflammatory and anti-cancer effects. Just eat the food, everyone, right? So I've heard that some people take it to support respiratory health, especially during like cold and flu season if you tend to get sick. It also contains carrageenan, which is commonly extracted from the red and the purple seaweeds, and it's used as a thickening or emulsifying agent in processed food products. Well, let's stay away from those. Okay, moving on to gut and digestive health. Sea moss is mucilaginous. Is that how you say that?
Mucilaginous.
Mucilaginous. We practice it. I still didn't get it, which is kind of like a mucus. Think of mucus, right? It's that type of a food, which means that when it's not dried, it's a gooey, gel-like consistency that helps to soothe and coat the digestive tract, kind of like a laxative. And this may help with people with acid reflux, constipation, leaky gut, and overall, just your gut lining health overall. Plus, like I said earlier, its prebiotic fibers support a balanced microbiome, which is key. It's key for immune health and even mood. So many things tie in to help or hurt. It's really interesting. Let's see if I can say it again.
Mucilaginous.
The mucilaginous.
Mucilaginous.
Mucilaginous. Okay, say that one 10 times fast, you guys.
No.
Mucilaginous are a rich source of dietary fiber, and it can also help regulate your satiety. You know how full you are. Counteract high cholesterol and support hyperglycemia, which refers to like a high blood sugar levels, and occurs when the body does not have enough insulin or cannot use the insulin effectively, leading to an accumulation of glucose in the bloodstream. All from this slimy, beautiful, smelly stuff called sea moss. There's also energy and metabolism. So thanks to the combination that we talked about earlier, the iron and the different B vitamins and iodine, sea moss may help increase energy levels, fight fatigue, and support a healthy metabolism. And some people even have reported better stamina and even clearer thinking after they've used it on a regular basis. And so skin, hair, and joint health, sea moss has long been used externally as a beauty aid. Internally, its sulfur compounds, amino acids, and minerals help support the production of the collagen and keratin, which can lead to cleaner, more radiant skin, healthier, shinier hair, stronger nails, and even more flexible joints. So did you know that collagen is naturally produced by the body? Because we did mention that. It's a protein that's found in the bones and the muscles, skin. You can find it in the tendons, your ligaments, and other connective tissues. So while we sometimes think of collagen as a form that's only sourced from animal products, your body can still synthesize it using the amino acids obtained from a diverse whole food plant-based diet. And this means that when you're following the whole food plant-based diet, you can still get all the necessary building blocks to produce collagen naturally. So I do want to say that when I had Kiko Miwa on, that was one of the things that she said really interests her when she first heard about using the sea moss was that she was having issues with her hair. And I can't remember if she said that it was thinning or it was brittle, but she had heard that it was, and she's a raw vegan, that could help her. And so I'm going to say it looked like it did because she had some beautiful hair. Did you want to, okay, let me just check the chat really here. Oh, Chef Valerie Wilson says, good job pronouncing all those long words. Thank you. I give up on the hard to pronounce long words. Well, you know what? I appreciate that. And you know what? I want to learn and practice. And I just want to show you that it's okay not to be able to say it perfectly. You know, I'm not a PA. I don't have a PhD in any of this. But I do find that we can have fun doing it too, right? And let's see. Marley says, oh, is it smelly? I think it's a little salty, sea-like. I had no idea. I bought some dried and haven't used it. Okay, well, if you want to go grab the bag, if you want to, open it up, smell it, let us know what you think. Maybe go into it with a, not like a crazy, I don't know.
I would go in slow.
Go in slow and steady. So Chef Valerie Wilson also says, sea vegetables are fantastic for your hair. Oh man, this is so great to continue to hear because I could use some help with my hair. I used to have really thick hair, my daughters have now, and now it's had its other things. Hey, Marilyn is in the house. Hello. No worries about being late. Glad you're here. So Marley says, I should really take this since there are no vegan collagen. Yeah, I mean, why not? So anyways, I just wanted to mention that about the collagen, the hair and everything. So sea moss is also great in topical masks for calming inflammation and soothing things like acne or eczema. I've never been to a doctor that told me to try sea moss for eczema. I never had eczema, but for acne and different things. And it's like, wow, really? Okay, why is that? Well, it has a natural ability to hydrate and soothe and nourish the skin because it's rich in polysaccharides, which help lock in the moisture, and that makes it a perfect ingredient in moisturizers or skin cleansers and even more things like that. It can help treat psoriasis, eczema, which I mentioned, and similar to aloe vera, it can help wounds heal faster, so I've been told. So an easy do-it-yourself sea moss mask recipe is to, once you make your, which we talked about earlier, the recipe to make this, you soak it for the 12 to 18 hours, you continue to rinse it, you keep it in the cold water, and then I shared already, but then you'll mix it with equal parts to water, and then here you go. And I didn't open this yet, so we're gonna do that now. Okay, so let me just show you what it looks like. And it literally is kind of this gel. Isn't that interesting that this started out as this crunchy, then it got slimy and like nervy, like our nervous system, and now it reminds me of like an aloe vera. Anyhow, I think it's super cool. Okay, so anyways, so you want to just take it and apply it onto your skin. Now, I understand that you can purchase ready-to-use sea moss gel, and if you decide to do that, I've never done that, so I can't say, but I would just urge you to make sure to read the label and make sure that you know that it's pure and without any other stuff, right, that you don't want in it, because that's where things get hidden. So just be sure that But it's so super easy to make as long as you can get a hold of this. Then I would say give it a try. So if you do make your own sea moss gel and you want to use it for a facial mask, then after you make it, right, if this is fresh, just put what you want, put it in the refrigerator for a few hours before making the mask. It's not a requirement, but the reason that you would want to make sure that it's cold is because then it'll give this like refreshing effect that's great for the facial skin. All right, so yes, I want to do this together with you guys, and guess who's going to model for us? Todd! Todd is going to be our supermodel and make sure, I want to make sure, hi honey.
Hello everybody. All right.
Thank you for volunteering.
I was voluntold.
You were on, I asked you. And so actually, I was looking for this this little like bathroom like tie that keeps your hair out of the way. Whoops, and I can't find it. But I was saying to Todd, you know, we might have to like tie your hair up, but I think you're good.
Flowing locks.
Your flowing locks. So what I have here is, if you're going to be eating this or using it, then the stuff that you're going to use for a facial mask, put it in another container, you know. I would say not to mix it. And I'm just going to use a little because we're just going to do like your forehead and across your, here, I'll just do that. Whoa, making a mess. Yeah, you guys.
John's here.
Oh, John, welcome. No worries that you're late. You can watch the replay. We've been having a good time, and we're right about to. So this is how much I just put a couple spoonfuls of the sea moss gel here. And if you have something to apply it to the skin, fine. If you don't, make sure your hands are clean. I asked you, is it okay if I apply it with my fingers? And you said yes. So
Sure.
Can you take your glasses off so I don't get it on your glasses? Okay, so what we're going to do is we are going to apply a generous amount of the gel onto the clean skin, right? Well, you want to make sure not only that it's clean, but you want to make sure the skin is dry. Is your skin clean and dry?
You just touched it. Is it still clean and dry?
I'm going to say yes. Okay, and then let me just start putting that. Then afterwards, you're going to want to, ooh, it feels nice and cold. I actually might put a little on myself. What we're going to do is leave it on here. Oh, how's that feel?
Cold.
Yeah.
And gooey.
Is it relaxing?
Not yet.
Okay, let me do the other side.
Okay.
I'm not going to do it like all in your beard here.
No, but thank you.
But I am going to, I don't want it to drizzle either. You're going to want to leave it on the skin for about 10 to 20 minutes.
Oh, okay.
And that's why we're doing it now. Are you good if I continue up here?
Oh, sure.
Okay, honey. God, you're gonna have the best looking skin on the block.
Oh, wow. Okay.
So you can use like, I don't know, something more official than your fingers. But this is what I'm doing today. Okay, and just make sure, I wanna make sure it doesn't drizzle. Drizzle, drip.
Drip.
Now, I'm gonna put a little bit on my hand.
Okay.
Just because I'm curious to see how it feels. Because we haven't done this today. Not today, we haven't done this yet. So now there's extra, right? Well, I'm not going to put it back in there. This will just be for future facial kind of thing or skincare. Now you're welcome to hang out here, or you can have a seat and we will have you come back up when it's dry, or you can share when you think. You guys wanted to stay here?
I feel wet and gooey and a little bit chilly.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Oh, that's nice. Like,
Is it?
well, does it feel
What
refreshing?
are you doing?
I was fanning it to like, give it that extra cool, not like that menthol.
No, not like.
Like what?
I don't know. It's like crisp and cool.
Like a cucumber?
Yes, like a
Like a
cucumber.
cucumber. You know what? That would be really cool is to put cucumber slices,
Mm.
maybe on your eyes and then lay down.
I feel a spa day coming on.
Okay, I'm going to just check the chat before we continue on here. He is going to start to let this dry. And that says, is it still salty and oceany smelling on your face?
I do not smell any salty, briny, oceany, anything. from the
Now, when I see here, it smells
a little, very faint though.
very much
That's okay.
better than this, right? But like on the hand or on the skin, you don't even smell it.
Yeah, it doesn't smell like
But this compared to the package,
But the package is much more.
insane.
I was gonna say, okay, insane.
No, tell me.
I was just gonna say intense.
Intense.
It's a
Stronger.
deeper, richer, fuller sea smoothie.
You know, I'm wondering, should we put some on the top of your ears? to
No, I
soften
think
them?
we're good just for recording.
Okay. All right, you're a sport. I love you. Okay, so let's see. Just say da 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 da. Oh, okay. And Chef Valerie Wilson says Todd's a good sport. Yes, you are, sweetheart.
Thank you.
You two are just too cute. Thank you. And Marley says, LOL, I love this. Yeah, it's fun. Okay, so going back to this, so we're gonna leave it on for about 10 to 20 minutes. You're gonna watch it, which is just towards the end of this.
Yep.
And then during that time, the gel is gonna start to dry, and it's supposed to tighten your skin up.
Oh,
So you're
fantastic.
gonna have to let us know how that feels. And then we're gonna rinse it. Now, we're not gonna rinse it like we would if we had a sink here, but we will wet the towel and wipe it off. Or you could rinse it when we're ready, but we'll talk to you before that happens.
Okay.
But that's what you'll wanna do.
I'm gonna go back to my position behind the camera.
Okay, all right, let us know if
Yeah.
anything changes.
Like if I start growing a second nose or something.
I don't think it'll do that. Okay, so when you are rinsing it, you're gonna wanna use warm water, and then you're gonna gently dry your skin, just, I like to pat my skin, like I don't do anything crazy with skin, but instead of rubbing it, just patting it dry. And then just besides nourishing your skin with these valuable minerals, right, and vitamins that we learned about, the sea moss gel will supposed to leave it moisturized and tight and soft for the entire day. And since it's in the middle of the day for us, you're gonna have to let me know by bedtime if you feel moisturized, tight, and soft.
You're gonna know in like 10 minutes.
Okay. Oh, Kiko is here. Yes, Kiko, you inspired this. Welcome.
Yeah, thanks, Kiko.
Okay, so you probably also heard me say that it's sometimes used as a natural remedy. Did I say that? Oh yeah, well I did, like for eczema and psoriasis. And there's a bunch of information out there about how sea moss's soothing and anti-inflammatory properties can help relieve anyone suffering from some of those skin disorders. So just make sure that you always consult with your primary care provider or your dermatologist, your professional that you go to for skin and your condition before applying sea moss gel if you suffer from some kind of severe eczema or psoriasis, because I'm not a doctor and I'm not recommending that you use sea moss to treat any medical conditions. I just want to say that. And Kiko says, OMG. Oh yeah, if you didn't see the beginning, you gotta watch it. It's fun. Okay, so cardiovascular health. If we talk about it, it's got the omega-3 content, potassium, and the anti-inflammatory properties. So sea moss may help support healthy blood pressure. We didn't know that, Todd, when you were taking blood pressure medication.
All I had to do was wear a sea moss mask.
I don't know if the mask itself would have helped, but okay, it's a start. May help support your healthy blood pressure, cholesterol levels, and just actually overall heart health. Because we want to remember that omega-3 fatty acids are essential nutrients that play a crucial role in our overall health. It's supporting all kinds of parts like the heart, the brain, the eye function, reducing inflammation, and potentially protecting against various conditions. They are vital components of cell membranes. They provide energy and contribute to the health of multiple bodily systems. the omega-3s. Now, I want to talk a little bit about mood and cognitive function, because that's really important. And I feel like my hand is getting a little bit dry and tight. How are you feeling?
I still feel chilled and moist.
Okay, good. I love it. Okay, so sea moss contains potassium and magnesium. Oh my gosh, which are two minerals that play a huge role in our mood regulation and stress response. So if you're too low in either of these, that can contribute to anxiety or irritability, and that can also contribute to poor sleep. I don't know about you, but sleep is a good night's sleep for me is hard to come by. I do better than I used to, but I'm still always wanting to improve. So then there's cautions and considerations I just want to talk about, before you go running out to order your sea moss by the pound, right? Just a few things to consider. Iodine overload. So if you already consume iodine-rich foods like kelp, or if you have a thyroid issue like hyperthyroidism or Hashimoto's, I have Hashimoto's, then too much iodine can be a problem. So always check with your healthcare provider. Always, ask for your blood test, or check with your endocrinologist, because they can help measure the levels and make sure that it's safe for you and that you're not getting too much. Another thing that I have learned is that sourcing matters, right? Sea moss can absorb heavy metals and toxins from the water in where it's growing in. That's another story, right? So make sure that you buy it from a reputable source that tests for purity if you can. And I want to say hello to Bernadette. Yes, Todd does have a great sense of humor. He can be a funny guy. Not always though.
Yeah, looks are and everything.
Oh, but you got those. You got those. Okay, so another thing I would say is don't overdo it. Do a tablespoon or two of the gel per day if you're going to try it and it's safe and the doctors and everybody checked on your personal situation. So if you try a tablespoon or two of the gel per day, then that's like considered a reasonable serving. More isn't necessarily better. So yeah, and if that seems a little much, you can even do a teaspoon. If you're pregnant, you're watching this, or you're nursing, there's limited data about this. So I would also definitely consult with your practitioner and make sure. Allergies, let's talk about allergies. So like with any sea vegetable, there is a small risk of allergic reaction. And so if you're sensitive to iodine or seafood, then you really have to proceed with caution and make sure that, you're safe to do so. So talking about the taste, flavor profile, and texture. Okay, so we're gonna get real for a second here. What does it taste like? What does it taste like? We're gonna try it. Hey, Lisa is in the house. Hello. Oh yes, please do catch the replay. She said I'm gonna have to catch the replay. And Bernadette says, how do you know if it's tested? Okay, that's a good question. Well, my girlfriend that gave this to me, she thinks that this one is a really good one, and I think it's on their website. We can put this up on the website to show what we have. It's not the only one. What's really interesting that this says straight from the sea, Philippines. So I would say that on their website they should, or you can reach out to the company and ask, if they have third-party testing, and just question them. So that's what I would do, and that's how you know. And I do that with some other things as well. Okay, so when it's dried, like we talked about, it smells a bit like the ocean, salty and strong and like slightly briny. That's a really great word, I think, for describing it, wouldn't you say?
I have words.
You do?
I use that word.
Oh, okay. But after it's been soaked, right, and rinsed and blended into the gel, the taste becomes, supposedly neutral. And so some varieties like the gold sea moss, they say that they're almost flavorless. Others like the purple or the green, those I understand might have like a slightly marine undertone. I don't know. So go ahead.
I had nothing.
You had nothing. Okay. Well, honey, I want to get an update. I also want to taste this together. Okay. Now this is just the sea moss that has been soaked and water has been added. Okay. Okay, so before we taste it, look, you're starting to really glow, honey.
Oh, thank you.
And I can
I'm
see.
feeling a little crunchy.
Yeah, okay, so you're feeling the tightness. I put it down in my hand, but does it feel nice?
It feels crunchy.
It feels crunchy?
Yeah.
Oh, kind of, I bet like a mask.
Kinda.
Okay. So, anybody have any questions for Todd about how it feels? Now, normally he likes a big spoon.
For the taste test of the sea moss gel.
He always says, I need a big spoon, and I always like the little spoon. So
So
here you go, honey. All right, now we can just take a little.
All right.
So we're just going to taste a tiny bit,
All right.
just so that we can share.
Okay. Ready?
Uh-huh.
Tastes like I just licked the beach.
That tastes like something.
I wouldn't eat that. Like that.
Not clean.
Yeah. It's definitely got a very ocean flavor.
So we were
It
told.
tastes like the smell of the ocean. If that makes any sense.
Yeah. Now the texture is it's gel, but it's kind of that texture reminds me of applesauce.
Yeah.
Doesn't it?
It's a little slimy.
It's applesaucey.
Yeah.
It does taste how it smells. The plain sea moss gel. So I had asked my friend who made this, you're supposed to eat it plain, and she said, no, you should, it's not going to taste good. But we heard
She's
so
right.
many people say that it did taste tasteless. I wouldn't
No,
say
there's
it
definitely a
tastes
flavor
tasteless.
to it. Definitely a flavor. And it's definitely
Oceany.
it tastes like the smell of the ocean.
Yeah. Okay, all right. So I see Kenneth Dubin is in the house. Hi,
Hello.
so glad you're here. And Koala Mama 2.0. Hey, everybody! I just got here in time. Yes. And please feel free to watch the replay because we've shared a lot so far, but we have a little bit more to go. Okay, so we did already share about how to prepare it. And I don't know. I'm not going to say it's tasteless. It's definitely.
There's a taste.
Yeah. Okay, so here's a little tip. So once it's blended into a smoothie, okay, these are things that you could do with it. You could blend it in a smoothie. You can put it in desserts. You can put it in soups. Then we understand and have experienced a little bit that the flavor does disappear. Now, I didn't actually have it. We went to a potluck where the girlfriend that made this made a dessert. And it was, what was it? It was a chocolate pudding. It was a whole food.
Phenomenal.
Yeah, okay.
I could literally eat my way through that chocolate pudding.
And so, I was just going to ask you what you thought about chocolate pudding.
Well, that's what I thought. That was outstanding.
So I didn't have any.
I would never have guessed that there was a sea vegetable of any
Sea
kind
moss.
in there whatsoever.
Yeah,
It was just chocolate pudding.
chocolate pudding.
Madness.
And so that's the whole thing about it, that you can cook with it and you won't taste it. Now, I didn't try that chocolate pudding because it had coconut oil in it, and I did not want, I didn't want oil, even though it was coconut I didn't want coconut either.
I ate your portion.
I know, but he did say, did you try it? Did you try it? And I'm like, no, because of an ingredient in it. And I didn't even realize at the time that there was sea moss in it. And then he was just so over the top excited about
It's
it.
fantastic.
Yeah, okay. So I'm not going to
It's like
make
its own food group.
Right. Okay. Well, I'm not going to make plant-based chocolate pudding today. But for those of you who were on earlier, you already heard I am going to make a smoothie with you. And we are going to put sea moss in it. And I'm calling this Jennifer's Chocolate Cherry Mineral Smoothie. So let me go ahead and whip that up, honey.
That way.
Okay, and then we will taste that and then we'll clean you up.
Okay.
Okay? And so, let's see. We have a question here. Oh, Koala Mama says, when I made it the first time, I thought I did it wrong, but then I read Amazon's review, and yep, it's beachy. It is.
That's a great term,
That is
peachy.
a great term, and that's nice. And okay, and then we have a question, Marley. Do you lose some of the benefits with cooking with it? That's a good question. So I don't know, but I think anytime we cook anything, there is a loss of nutrients. You know, just like when you steam vegetables, the water is the color of the vegetables because the nutrients go in it. And so if I had to guess, without researching it entirely, I would say that yes. How much? That depends, right? Probably on how long you cook it, and but this is definitely a way that you can use it and not cook it. But should we check on that and put a little thing in the notes there?
I'll look it up right now.
Okay, so I'm going to move this aside and just get ready to share what we are going to be making together. And so, let's see. We'll keep your clean rag here. Okay, I'm gonna do this in the Vitamix, and then I'll just I'll do it over here, and then we'll blend it behind. Okay, and I've got all of these wonderful things that I'm gonna share, and so let me just go slowly one at a time. So what my ingredients is a quarter of an avocado. And so I just had it laying, I'll use, that's the spoon that we used. Yeah, okay, sorry, it doesn't, I want to make sure it wasn't the one that we were sliming on, well, I guess we didn't use it to slime on your face, but at any rate, that spoon is over here. Okay, a quarter avocado, a small to medium zucchini. Now, I just want to say, if this wasn't going to be a chocolate, and it was going to be maybe a brighter color, like maybe just the cherry smoothie kind of thing, I would recommend taking the skin off. Not because just because I think it will darken the smoothie. But when you have a dark one, I like to leave the skin on. And if you don't care, then it doesn't matter, but for presentation. Okay, so we got that. And we are going to do, okay, so these cherries are sweet cherries. These were frozen. They've been sitting out since we started. This is 1.5 cups of frozen cherries. I got that at Costco. If you want to do 2 cups of cherries, then go ahead, depending on the flavor that you're looking for. Because when I made this the first time, I made this yesterday actually for the first time. I was trying to come up with a recipe to share with you guys, and I felt like it wasn't super cherry flavored, so if you want to increase that, you could. Okay, I want to get a tablespoon of ground flaxseed. Now, I didn't grind this already because I'm putting it in the Vitamix, so if you don't have a high-speed, high-powered blender, you're going to want to make sure that the flaxseed is grind. This is a golden flaxseed. I have a tablespoon here. And then I also have in this same thing 2 tablespoons of raw cacao. Yesterday, I did it with carob. So you could do either. I'm thinking that the flavor will change. And then I also have a quarter of a teaspoon of vanilla bean powder because even though this is going to be chocolatey, I like vanilla bean powder, so I thought that would be fun in. Now, we're gonna get our superstar, the sea moss gel. So, I'm gonna put in a tablespoon of the sea moss gel. Now, you can put in up to a quarter cup. I didn't feel comfortable to put that much in. This is a newer thing for me. So I wanted to start with this much, 1 tablespoon. And so you be the judge based on what your experience is with it and how you feel about it. But I wouldn't go any more than that. And then we're gonna go ahead. I made this morning, homemade almond milk, but any store-bought or homemade plant milk. This happens to be almond, and this is 1.5 cups. So I'm gonna put that in there, yay. And let's see, 3 medjool dates. They're right here. Now I pitted these, and I also soaked them in water because I wanted them really, really soft, and you can see they're just falling apart like butter. So there's not that much water in here. You can discard the water. I like to use the water after I've soaked it because it's sweet. So I'm gonna just go ahead and put it in there. But if you already have enough liquid and you don't want to do that, you can put it in or use it in another dish if you want. And so that's it, you guys. That is it. So let me rinse my fingers. Not the one with the sea moss hand, which does feel really tight and nice. And so I'm going to go ahead. And yes, I used some cacao this time. Kara, last time I just shared that we had made this yesterday in preparation for trying to figure out a recipe. And so for those of you that want to have a dance party, it's time! Now, we don't have the music the same, but I'm just going to sing it myself. Here we go. Ready? Todd, you want to join me? Come on. They haven't seen you dance.
And
Come on, babe.
that's
Come
okay.
on.
They'll be all right without it.
Come on. This will be fun. Marley said, oh my God, I love those cherries. Come on. I'm putting him on the spot.
Yeah, I don't know.
You're okay. You can leave in a minute. How's that? Ready?
Yeah.
And here we go.
Go.
Now, I know he says, well, he didn't really say anything, but he's a really good dancer. And at our wedding, we took dance lessons, and we performed a dance, and he's really good. So anyways, okay, so that is it. I'm going to pour that. So let's get going here and pour this. And this, we're going to be, I know we're a little after because we've been having a good time. All right, so it's the texture that really matters. Because sea moss gel is smooth, it's slippery that we've already talked about, it's thick, almost like the aloe vera gel meets tapioca pudding or something. And it makes it the perfect natural thickener for like a lot of different recipes. When you're looking for a thickener, consider this one. So whether you want to give your smoothie like a creamy body, or you want to thicken a soup, right, without using like flour or starch, try the sea moss gel. It can be a really good plant-based go-to. And now I haven't tried it in the soup, and I know we talked about the nutrients, but I think there'll be some benefit regardless. So I want to just go ahead and pour this. And we're going to get Todd washing his face after he tries this. And we're going to just talk a little bit more. Here we go. I mean, it thickened up pretty quickly. Huh? Yeah?
Yes.
All right.
I'm just glad you just started channeling toxicology.
She's
Okay.
Okay, ready? Mmm.
Well, I feel like my face is cracking. That's good.
Okay,
Good.
so we tried the carrot yesterday and I loved it.
Yeah.
And today,
I like
This
this
is
better
the
than the
recap.
carrot.
well, you're not a carrot guy,
That's
are
true.
you?
I'm probably not a carrot guy, but I didn't prefer that over this.
This is really good. Do you taste the cherry?
I do. I taste more of the chocolate. I do taste cherry. Let's try again. I do taste the cherry.
Yeah,
What I don't taste is sea moss.
I don't taste sea moss either. So there you go.
Yeah.
Maybe don't do what my girlfriend said. Don't eat it this
Just
plain
don't lick
way.
it out of the bowl like
If
that.
you're not, I mean, unless you like that flavor, like Annette, she's liked it. So, you know, if that's okay for you, then certainly, I mean, it's safe to do so. So anyways, I would like you to just share how your face feels, and then I'm just gonna talk a little bit while you go clean up.
I am still crunchy.
Still crunchy?
Still crunchy. How does it feel?
Yeah, it's dry. I mean, mine's dry too. Oh yeah, it's kind of like a very thin
Oh
mask.
yeah.
I'm sorry.
No.
Okay. All right.
Should I go wash this off?
Yeah, wash it off, and
When you
then
come back
we'll
and-
pat you dry,
Okay.
and I'll.
Can I take my chocolate?
Yes, enjoy it. Okay, so as far as how to use sea moss in your plant-based kitchen, I thought it would be fun to share a few simple ways that you could start experimenting, right? So we have the smoothie, right? You've got a recipe, and like I said, I added 1 tablespoon of this. You can do it to your morning smoothie, any smoothie that you want, and as you saw, it thickens up beautifully. It didn't change the flavor. In fact, we didn't taste it at all, as you heard. We mentioned soups and stews. And so what I would do, and what I have heard, is that if you are going to add it to soups and stews, then stir it in at the end to add some body and a little mineral boost, and that will also help preserve so that you don't cook it out. Depending, like if you're raw and you're putting it in a dehydrator versus on the stovetop or whatnot, or even in the Instant Pot, maybe do it towards the end. You could use it in raw desserts. It's amazing in chia puddings and mousses, I've heard, and even raw cheesecakes, because that one is. These are desserts that need and like to have the thickening aspect to it, so it will help with that. Another one, salad dressings. So blend a bit of it into your oil-free salad dressings, and that should give it some added creaminess. Of course, making homemade salad dressings, in my opinion, is the best way to go, and that's what you'll want to add it in. And then some people really love it whisked into like an herbal tea, or blended with some warm almond milk and cinnamon, and so those are my suggestions. And you are back, okay?
Mm-hmm.
Let's take your glasses off again. Okay. Oh yeah, you did a nice job. Just a little bit of water.
Yeah.
And so, wow, you do. So how does it feel to you? And then I'll tell you how it feels to me. I'm gonna rinse my
So it was
hands off.
interesting. As I was putting my face in the sink and splashing water on myself, it was very slimy. My face is very slippery. It's like, you know, if I was this big, I could ice skate it on it. So it was certainly an interesting feeling trying to get it off. I don't know. Do I feel soft?
Yeah, you really
More
do.
useful and
Yeah.
energetic?
Does it feel tight and energized?
No.
It doesn't?
No. I mean, I feel like it's.
Refreshed?
I don't know. I just feel like I feel softer.
Okay, so there you go, everyone. And I tried it on my hand. I rinsed it off, and I feel like it feels softer than it did. I mean, it's a little moist still. So there you have it. And I thank you so much, Todd, for being, an active part in today's in today's live.
Gonna cost you another smoothie.
Okay, well, I have refill right there. So let's just say a couple more things. I just want to ask you, is sea moss a miracle food? What do you think? Maybe, maybe not. But I find it fascinating. And it's nutrient-rich, whole plant that can be supportive in addition to our healthy, vibrant lifestyle. So, if it works for your body, then I say go for it. And I love that it reminds us how much wisdom the ocean holds, right? That healing can come from so many corners of nature, even like in the rocky coastlines of the Caribbean beaches, all tangled in there. I think of the garden, I think of the vegetables and the fruits and the trees and all of that stuff. And now I need to think about the ocean, although we do enjoy, some of these other sea vegetables, but it's just a reminder. So anyways, I want to see if there are any last comments. And is that okay if I check the comments, Todd?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Check
Let
away.
me just see here. People are just chatting a little bit about where they are. And so I think, oh, here we go. Did this? Okay. Last, Chef Valerie Wilson says, sea moss is a wonderful miracle food. I agree. Yes. And so I just want to say, everybody, thank you so much for being here today. I know we went over. I appreciate you hanging out with us. I hope you had fun learning. We like to have fun and learn and try new things. And so don't forget to eat your greens and give plants a chance. And we look forward to seeing you next time. Take care, everyone. And I just really appreciate your time. All right. Until next time, everyone. Bye for now.